Hey everyone, this is David, Richter Scale Studios. This is probably the third series I'm working on simultaneously with the Orc Blood Axe, Ardboy Shoot 'em Mob, and then the Blood Axe Battle Wagon. I need to do a new spray booth. This is my existing spray booth, version 2.2. The original one had the air going out of the back, it wasn't fitting right, so I made a new box, put an air filter in it, and we have a Walmart fan in there. Then I rigged up a, I think that's a OxyClean scoop that I used some Radio Shack parts to make a power supply. This worked okay, but still not good enough. I've even looked at those cheap spray booths you've seen like on War Games Consortium and stuff like that, and you see a lot of YouTube videos with computer fans. Those don't pull anything. Those are just a waste of your time. And so now we're switching over to a video I saw. I'll link to it. It was like a blog more not than a video. So I'm using a large plastic tub. It will have an air filter in it. It'll mount in kind of like diagonally, so like lean into it. I have a 150 CFM bathroom fan. I'll pull it out. See that? That's going to mount onto the back of the box. I'm gonna get a 2x4, something like that. I got a 3-speed bathroom, or not, a 3-speed fan switch. I think this is for like a ceiling fan, but it'll work on this. I don't know if I'll need 3 speeds, but it's better than 1. 3 speeds is better than 1. Then I got the mounting box for the switch, some wires. I got all the mounting supplies. Went to my local hardware store. I believe this was about 15 bucks. No, $49 to the fan. I found it at Lowe's online. Didn't have it in the store. If you're gonna look for one, yeah, look. I'm gonna try 100. Just watch my video, see if this one works. 100 CFM. I hope it does. And then $49 wasn't too bad of an investment. I believe the tub was $6 at a Target, and you can probably get these all over the world somewhere. And this cheap air filter. I'm not really worried about allergens and things, so I got the cheapest one possible. I think that was like $3 or something like that. And then I'll probably pop some screws on the top of this thing, so when it leans in, it'll have something just to hold it, kind of, you know, like just some screws sticking out to hold it, so it'll go in and out easily. Then just cut a hole in the back of this thing, and then we'll test these out against each other, and we'll go from there. As usual, thank you for joining me, and we'll be back. Thanks. Okay, we're back. Just starting to do the first mounting section. What I'm going to do is I'm mounting a 2x4 on the bottom to mount the fan on, and between this little beveled area, it's 18 and 8 inches. So I have my little miter box, and I got the 2x4 set in there. And then I'm just going to cut it real quick. We'll be back. Thanks. So here is the basic setup to have the 2x4 lined up. I'm going to figure a way to mount all this, or get it all, excuse me, clamped down and drilled, and get some wood screws and some nice washers to hold that in nice and tight. Then we'll somehow cut out the back of that and mount the fan, and we'll go from there. As usual, thanks for joining me, and we'll be back. Hopefully we'll keep this short and sweet, and then get back to painting. Thanks for joining me. Hey, I got the tub and the 2x4 clamped down on the workmate, ready to be drilled. And then I got my Ryobi up here. I set up with a 1/8 inch drill bit, and then I'm going to be using got a wood screw, a finishing washer, and a regular washer to kind of hold it all together. So I'm going to hit this with a couple holes, and we'll be back. Thanks. Well, I basically got the 2x4 mounted on the back. I used some wood screws and a couple different kinds of washers, a finish washer and a regular washer, just to give some more grab and stability against the plastic. I'm gonna, off camera, put 2 more in just for good luck, and then we'll be continuing on this project. Thanks for joining me. I am back. I got the 5 screws there mounted. It's got a weird little bow to it, but that'll be fine. We'll put the mounting bracket in like that. Then we got to mark out the outline of the fan itself and cut it in here. Then we'll mount that. Then after that, we'll be going to wiring. This thing will be almost done. Thank you for joining me. Well, we got the first step of the electrical done. We have the wire that's going to go from the fan to the switch box installed. It's 3 wires. I'm not going to show you exactly what we did because every fan is different and instructions are different and electricity is different. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but that's just basically what we're doing. We're going to mount it now, on the 2x4 and then cut a hole in the back of that. So we're going to do that, then we'll be right back, and then we're going to mount a 2x4 on the side right there, and then we'll mount the switch up on the front here so it'll be easy to access from when you're painting. Where's that at? Right there. Where's the switch box at? This will be the switch box wired in, and we'll have that variable switch put in. So we're going to get this fan mounted on, and we'll be back right after that. Thank you. Hey, real quick, I just wanted to show you cutting this thing. Tried it with the like an X-Acto or a work blade. Did not work very well. Took out the Tamiya styrene cutter. Where is that at? Right there. That thing worked perfect. Got through that no problem. Just ripped it up like ribbons. And then it's got one more section to cut. Then we'll be ready to get this thing mounted. Thanks for joining me. Well, the spray booth is done and ready to operate. So I'll be doing the battle wagon later tonight. I just mounted the fan in there with a couple screws. Those come out real easily. And then there's, you see the fan, and then the switch. And I have to thank my dad. He is a World War II naval electrician, did all the wiring for me. And did the switch box. And we just got the 2x4 mounting, the fan. I might have to do some kind of weather stripping right here, which I'll probably do right now. And I'll show you how this works real quick. So I'll back that off. I don't know if you can see this. I'm not going to use an airbrush. I'm using some Krylon camouflage spray paint, which is more toxic than anything I ever use up in this thing. Not very loud. You see it. You see the spray paint, and it sucks it immediately. It doesn't lay around or loft. If you ever do painting inside, or it gets immediately sucked in. So this is successful so far. The old 2.2 is going to get thrown in the trash, and then we'll be using this tonight. So as usual, thank you for joining me, and I'll put the link up for the original plans I saw on this. This is slightly different, but it's all the basic same concept. And I think altogether this cost under $80, maybe even under $70. $6 for the thing. The wiring cost a little bit of money. The box, that was $49 for that fan. Search on that. I got that at Lowe's online. They don't sell it in the stores. And it pulls 150 CFM, so it's pretty nice. And stay away from those computer fan, because those are worthless and a waste of your time and energy, and they're not helping you in any way. And using a cheapest filter as possible, so it does have that extra pull. I'm not worried about allergens or any of that stuff. I just want to get that stuff pulled away from me while I'm painting. So and we have the adjustable, which I doubt we'll ever just use it on full blast most of the time. But as usual, thank you for joining me, and please subscribe and comment, and we'll see you back on the battle wagon, the Orc Blood Axe Ard Shooter Boys. Thanks again.